Okay, so as I mentioned, that the purpose of this is to be able to have questions on the module that will be selecting different questions using multiple, is a multiple choice questions, but there are more than one question, and the system will be randomly selecting any of the questions in the multiple choice. I don't know if that really makes any sense. So here we look at this question number 1, and I'm doing this because, as I mentioned, some of the questions we have on the system, the area that is seriously lacking is the key stage 3 science questions. The key stage 4 is getting a bit okay, but the key stage 3, there are a lot of things that we still need to, so that's why I want us to concentrate on this very one. Now, it's from year 7, year 8, I think year 7, year 8, thereabouts. So now, if you look at this, the PDF, the one I'm highlighting now, you have this question number 1. Don't worry about the first line, because I download this question from a particular website. And it says here, the early periodic table was assembled by a number of famous scientists. Which one of the following scientists are known for their works in assembling the periodic table? Basically, these are the multiple choice question given, right? The green ones are the one that is correct, which is Dmitry Mendeleev and John Newland. And we also have their pictures here. Now, there are some of the questions that are linked to the image, right? This very one here. So if the question we have is linked to the image, we need to copy the question and the image also. However, if the question is not linked to the image, then we don't really need to worry ourselves about that. Just put only the question, right? Now, number 2, what we want to do, as Sar said, is although we do have the multiple choice question on Moodle already, on Talent and Careers already. However, using the formula question type, we make the system to be able to randomly select different questions, not just the same question that is static to all the students all the time. So how do we configure this or put this on the system? What I've done is to generate like a template, which we'll see here. So what you can actually do is copy this question, right, and move it under the topic or under the quiz you want to generate, which I'm going to do in a moment. So let's say, for instance, you have it in, let's say we have this question 1, we've done question 1. Question 2, I think I've done question 2 and 3 as well. So let's come to question number 4, right? I believe we can all see.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's what I'm highlighting here. So let me make this this very one. Okay. Now the question says here, lithium is in group 1. Which 2 of these elements are in group 1? Now, in this case, the image here you can see is a periodic table and a highlight group 1 here. So because the questionnaire is linked to the image, we need to copy this image and put it as part of the question. But let me start by putting the question onto here. So the first thing I'm going to do is to come to the question itself. Lithium is in group 1. Which 2 of these elements are also in group 1? So, and with this type of question, you have to think properly because, as I mentioned, that I want us to have at least 2 questions that the system will be randomly picking. So I'll copy this, right? And I'll come to the talent and careers system. Now, this is the question, this is the template. I'll just simply duplicate this, right? And I'm going to change this to Q04, which is question 04, right? Then what you now need to do, come under the variables, okay? Now, under the random variable, you don't need to do anything here, right? But what index 02 do, index with element 0 and 2 do is not, the system will be randomly selecting. Then this A, right, and B, they are what help the formulas question to be able to recognize the answer. Now, the fellow that helped, that I sent the question when I couldn't do it with Tony, he used a different method by just assigning the answer to a number. But if we leave the answer, the number as 1, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, some of these students, they are very clever. They can go and just know that, okay, the answer is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what this A will do, we randomly select any number between these 2 values here. And it's something that is generated differently. So even though the student memorize it, there's no way it's not going to give them the same thing. So the first A here is the answer, is what helped the system to recognize the answer to the first question under the global variable, which is true or false. Most cells can be seen without the microscope. And the B is the answer to the second one here. So let me paste what I've copied on this very one, just to make it a bit clearer. So lithium is in group 1. Which 2 of these elements are also in group 1? So that is the first question. Then the second question option, I'm also going to paste the same thing, but I have the option to either look at this question here and say, okay, I may want to modify this question to get my second question, or pick a totally different question. So it is not just about copying and pasting. As the person doing the configuring the question, we need to think a little more to say, okay, how can I modify this question to get the second part? Depending on you, you might as well say which, let's have a look. Okay, so let me see, I have these first ones. Which 2?
Or we use another element in group 2.
Yeah, element in group 2. So lithium is in group 1, fine. So let me look at this. So we have group 2. Let me try and make this a bit bigger. Good. Elements in group 2, we can even use group 7. Yeah. So I can now say that using the first elements, I say chlorine. Is it chlorine? That's the first element in group 7. Fluorine. Okay. Yeah, but let's have a look. I'm just thinking.
I think where the issue is the question is asking for which 2. I didn't think is just which of the following also in group this and that.
Yeah, so that's why we can definitely modify the question to see what but at the same time, I'm just thinking that a problem may be coming up because okay, let's see who can work this out. So let's say which other elements, or which of these elements, okay, are also in group 1. So here I'll say fluorine. It's in group 7. Which of these Which of these elements are also in group 7? So that clears that. But the problem, okay, I think it may work. So now the answer here, we have sodium, potassium, rubidium, CS. Now, I think one can, instead of writing the element in full, we can make use of the symbol.
Yes.
Or what do you think?
I think it's best with a symbol.
Symbol, okay, okay.
Yes.
So that's fine. So in this case, I can actually put Li.
In brackets, yes.
Yeah, okay. So fluorine is F. Okay. So now let's say we have Na. That is the answer. Then I can now select KRB. K equals Na. Then I can also select that actually, to make it easier, why not put the center in a straight line? So we have K, we have RB, CS, and FR. RB, CS, and FR. Okay. So let's hope that this works. So that is for group 1. Now for group 7, we have chlorine, which is Cl. Okay. Then I'm going to pick the second bromine iodine, BrIAT. So Br equals Cl. Do we have CS?
Yes.
Is it making sense what I'm doing?
Very
Yes,
well.
Okay. So now the answer to 1 in this case was it is Na. But then, okay, let's have a look. Then so the second one is Cl, isn't it? Okay. Then answer to the same thing, NaCl. Cl. Okay, so let's save this and see if it's going to work. That's fine. So look. I'm displaying the question now. Can we say?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So fluorine F is in group 7. Which of these elements are also in group 7? So let's put Cl first. Right. Lithium, let's try Na. Now, the something is case sensitive, so, oh no, this doesn't work. What have we done wrong?
I think there's something wrong with the settings.
Say that again?
I think there's something wrong from the settings.
Yeah, let's have a look.
For the
Where you
answer,
say N equals
okay.
A.
Say that again?
Sorry, where you said Na, sodium equals A.
Yeah.
But is that not supposed to be equals to chlorine?
No, this A.
Oh, the variable.
Yes, we generate some numbers, right? And
I think the answer is 1. Instead of NA and CL, is it
yeah.
A and B?
Oh, okay, answers 1.
A, B, okay.
Yeah, okay, I think that makes sense. A and B. So look.
Then the question, okay. The
Yeah,
question,
yeah.
since we are not displaying option,
Yeah.
we can just say which other element instead of which of these.
Okay, so which order? Okay, yeah. So that's okay. Which order? Which order?
Elements, the S should be removed so they won't end up
Yes,
with
that's
two
okay.
elements.
That's fine. So that's okay. Okay, which other elements are also okay? Should be is also okay.
Is
So
also.
it's yeah. So group 1. So let's try NA.
NA.
To work.
No, it still doesn't. Yeah.
Okay.
Which of these? Okay, let me try. I'm sure we've done something. Okay, so it's accepting A.
A, okay.
Right. Okay, what I will do, I'll definitely rework on that one. Let me make use of. Okay, I think what I'm going to do. We're going to reconfigure. Let's make sure it works properly. Then I will come back on that. I think is it Imad that is coming in at the system is cutting off again. Okay. So
maybe because the A is not defined.
no, don't worry. Let me use so let's say question 4. At least I know the one that the guy worked properly. So let me first give us that first.
Okay.
Then from there we can now go to the modification later. So it's the same thing. We have index 1, we have A and B with these numbers randomly selected anywhere. Then we now have question 1, type true or false. Most cells can be seen with a microscope. And this is the second question, most cells can be seen before the other one is A. So the first question, most cells can be seen without a microscope. So the answer is false because all cells need microscope to be seen. So the answer here is false. And this A is what is assigned to have these various variables. So if the student type false, which is correct, or type in different case, this is capital letter, then you have the small letter false, is the system will still recognize it as this same capital letter false. Yeah. So that is for the first question. The second question is true. Most cells can be seen with a microscope. The answer is true. So I've taken B. Taking B as the answer. So if the student type it as small t, then you have this as well. Now the answer is okay. So if I save and display this, so we have the type true or false. Most cells can be seen without a microscope. You know that is false. We check, that's fine. And it will do the same thing. Most cells can be seen with a microscope. True. That's okay. So the same settings we use, I think I'm going to look into this other one immediately to see what we need to change. And as soon as I get it, I will send it to us. Is that all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, there is other one thing I want us to look into. Although please press this to Ima as well when you are going through with him. Now, you look at what we have here, right? If I display it, yes, everything is fine, but there is a way we can make it to look better. And since I'm trying to get all of us into this, working with programming and some of this other thing, I can actually change this, right? This one to be on a line and this to come under a different line, right? And you use what you call this HTML. I mean, I was learning it some time ago. It's something that we can also learn to really help us in not just only at work, anything we're doing all right. So I'm going to, if I want this to be different, I can just come here and say, I want this to be bold. To make something bold, just say this open, I think they call this tag or something, B. Then from here, I stop the B. Okay, so if I save this and I display, you'll notice the way, okay, it's changed bold. Then I'm going to make this one to come under a different line. So all what I just need to add to the front of where I want a new line to start is to use this tag BR for break. Okay. So, and if I save this and I preview, yeah, it looks a bit neater. So, and one more thing here, you notice that most cell can be seen without a microscope. I don't know if you will notice that this is now turning as if it's going to link to a particular something. What happened is we already have either a question or a video explanation that says something about microscope. So the system will automatically link. If I click this now, it's going to click that quiz or whatever that has a microscope with it. So to avoid that, what you want to do is to, if you notice it, you don't need to do it all the time. Once you notice it, all what you have to do is to, oh, we can actually do it here. Okay, but let's say it's in the question text that you see it. Let me see here. Microscope. Okay. Okay, so this is it here. You notice it's highlighting as well. So all what you have to do is to select it and click this one, prevent automatic linking, right? So that yep. So that's fine. Okay, I don't know. Any question before we'll continue?
No, sir.
Yeah, go on. Olu, you're saying something?
Oh, no, I said no, sir.
Okay, that's fine. Now, I believe we are both okay with, if in this case we need to copy this image, we definitely know how to do that, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so, okay, that's fine. Yeah, so that's it. I think majorly, Tony, you've already been working on this. Please press this with Ima when you are going through with him that for all the questions, definitely I will need two questions in each of them. So you can just modify it, but please go through with him, make sure that what he's doing is fine. I will rework on this now, then I will just send something to us, the correction when I finish. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right. So the one you're working on, Twain,
Yes, sir.
as I mentioned, is try as much as possible to use formulas for them. You don't really have to use well, as many you can add two questions, that is fine. Do you understand? Yes. But I want formula to be used so that in future, if we need to modify, we know that space is available rather than just a close embedded In which case, once you've done the close embedded and the student have started working on it, you can't change it any longer. You understand?
Okay,
but with Formula Bar, you can always edit it. All right.
All right, sir.
Okay. All right. In the absence of, Ima is here already. In the absence of any other question. Ima, you okay? Ima, can you hear us? I guess network issue again. Okay.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, sir.
Okay. So I've recorded the training. Olu is I'm going to send it to you, but Olu will go through everything with you, okay?
All right.
All right, no problem. All right. So any other thing before we go?
Hello.
Sorry?
The question 1 of the PDF.
Yes.
Is asking for 2 answers. Is it possible with the formulas? Or the student will have to use something like Dmitry Mendeleev and...
For that one, you can always, okay, let me show you what you can do. Okay, let me hold on. Let me show you. The guy actually did it that way, which you can put the 2 answers, which is fine. But let me display his own. What do you call it now? What is sent to me? Okay, he actually made it 1, not 2.
Okay.
Well, what he did, let's have a look. Okay. So I think that's one okay, so he did this, but I think he now created them as 2 questions, this one and this one. So we have the option of, instead of saying both of them together, you can now create it as individual questions. Do you understand?
Okay.
Yeah, but then I'm now thinking, since both of them are together,
if the student should put in Dmitry Mendeleev first,
where it's meant to be, John Newland.
Or okay, I think we can just ask the students, they should name them. Since we know the 2, we can just say Mendeleev equals John Newland.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. I will look at along that line, that there's a way you can compare, just like what you do if you are using normal numbers, you can link both of them together. But I will also work on that, and I will come back to you on that as well.
Okay, sir.
Okay. All right.
All right, sir.
Yeah, I'm going to send the link to Ross now, so that copy stream link. I'll put it in the chat so we can always speak it from there. Okay. All right, no problem. Any problem, let's feel free to speak to myself or to, and we'll see how we can